Sometimes you just need a good cry. Maybe you're dealing with a ton of stress. Maybe you are struggling with something in your life, or maybe you don't even have an exact answer, and all you know is that you have a bunch of pent-up emotion that needs to be let out. Your reasons, whatever they may be, are valid. When we feel like this, we turn to some of our favorite heartbreaking movies. Love stories have been a part of movie history since the first motion pictures. And while it is always nice to see the loving couple live happily ever after, sometimes romance movies with sad endings can be even more effective. Movies in which romance still ends in tragedy provide an emotional catharsis for the audience and help to remind the viewers of the love that goes on. The movie is about the journey, not necessarily the endpoint. Since Romeo and Juliet and all its adaptations, this has been a common storytelling device, and there are a number of movies that use it brilliantly. And this is 10 best romance movies with saddest ending recommendations for you.
I love you. Come back to me.
Atonement. This movie was absolutely brilliant, but nobody prepared me for how devastating that ending was. Literally one of the best love story movies of all time. It is so well portrayed in every aspect, from screenplay to cinematography to acting. Everything is on point. It would be wrong to call it just a love story because it covers so many other aspects like betrayal, drama, thriller, emotional, and even war. The Dunkirk scene was so great and the cinematography was magnificent. I was so surprised the way they pulled the whole sequence in just one shot. It was beautiful. The performance of every actor, James McAvoy, Keira Knightley, and the others, was also amazing. Overall, it's an excellent movie which everyone should watch. The introduction to the characters is done slowly, the plot creeping up on you as you connect more and more with Cecilia and Robbie, and you don't even realize that you're sitting there, praying they make it through the war, and the writers even tease you with a taste of this blissful ending. Trust me, this film has one of the best endings we can witness in the romantic genre movie. This film was released in 2007 and got a rating of 7.8 on IMDb.
It's inevitable, and I am in love with you.
The Fault in Our Stars. The story centers on a 16-year-old cancer patient, Hazel, played by Shailene Woodley, forced by her parents to attend a support group, where she meets and subsequently falls in love with another cancer patient, Gus, played by Ansel Elgort. After I watched this movie, it's kind of feeling great, reached a new level of experiencing a movie, which is wonderful. Had a time to let go off my tears of happiness. This movie has a special place in my heart. It gives a new perspective to people who deal with cancer like the main characters. Seriously, the perfect combination of emotions. You laugh, you smile, and you cry. It's like an emotional roller coaster. The story is amazing and the love story is so pure. The movie teaches us to spend every little amount of time we have left with the people we love and doing the things we love, because we never know when is our last good moment. This film was released in 2014 and got a rating of 7.7% on IMDb.
He's a nice boy, but he's what? He is what? Trash! 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 Not for you!
The Notebook. The story about mill worker Noah and rich girl Allie are desperately in love, but her parents don't approve. Unbelievable storyline. This is probably one of the best, if not the absolute best, romance movies of all time. Couldn't stop myself from writing this and telling everyone just how great of a love story it is. This movie will keep you hooked from the very first second till the end. I have watched this movie several times, but when me and my ex watched it together, we giggled with joy and cried out hearts out while hugging each other through the entire movie. It will make you feel all types of emotions and take you to a bittersweet ride. This film was released in 2004 and got a rating of 7.8 on IMDb.
She doesn't remember me.
Her memory is going to improve with time.
The Vow. This is a romantic movie based on a true story about a young woman in Chicago lost her memory after being in a car accident. The girl only losing all memory of her husband, but her husband didn't give up in relentless pursuit to win back the heart of his beloved. It is a testament to the strength of their bond, as he goes to great lengths to remind her of the love they once shared. What sets a heartwarming tale of love regained apart from other romantic movies is its ability to tug at the heartstrings without relying on cliches. The narrative is beautifully crafted, with each scene meticulously designed to evoke a range of emotions. The film strikes a delicate balance between heartache and hope, leaving viewers captivated until the very end. This film was released in 2012 and got a rating of 6.8 on IMDb.
None of you will do anything except live the life that has already been set out for you. And sometime around your third donation, your short life will be complete. That's what you're created to do.
Never Let Me Go. Never Let Me Go is set in an imaginary world in the last decade of the 20th century, when human cloning had been accepted and transplants had helped major breakthroughs in the treatment of incurable diseases. Although depressing and disturbing, Never Let Me Go is also a heartwarming and sensitive love story. 3 cloned children are being raised in the boarding school, Hailsham, one of many institutions whose purpose is to raise human clones to ultimately provide their organs to save the lives of others. Can you imagine growing up knowing that your sole purpose was to be an organ donor for others? These 3 know their fate and try to find a loophole that might exist. Trust me, I have never cried so much watching something that's not real. This is an outstanding movie. I really recommend to watch it. This film was released in 2010 and got a rating of 7.1 on IMDb.
And in 7 seconds, I shattered mine.
7 pounds. Ben Thomas, an IRS agent, is guilt-ridden for his mistake that killed 7 people, including his fiancée. He embarks on an extraordinary journey in order to change the lives of 7 strangers. This movie are beautiful. I am always blown away by Will Smith when he does serious roles, but this one really topped them all. I love this film and have tried to not cry the few times I've watched it, but I always fail. It is stunning, uplifting, and so original. This film was released in 2008 and got a rating of 7.6 on IMDb.
You know, it could be like this, just like this always.
This thing grabs hold of us.
Brokeback Mountain. Considered as one of the breakthrough films of queer cinema, this film is about the complex emotional and sexual relationship between 2 men who developed a bond over one summer in the 60s. Brokeback Mountain is one of the most critically and commercially successful films in 2005 and has tackled a sensitive theme with justice and realistic approaches. A beautiful, touching story about falling in love unexpectedly and the difficulties that come with it. This is such an incredible film that gently weaves its way into your soul, making you feel every emotion. The acting is next level, and yet you never really feel like anyone is acting, as the whole movie feels so authentic. A truly amazing experience. This film was released in 2005 and got a rating of 7.7 on IMDb.
You want to be with me too?
You know, I was getting along with everything fine, and then you happened.
A Walk to Remember. A Walk to Remember follows the rite of passage of a jaded, aimless high school senior who falls in love with a guileless young woman who he and his friends once scorned. The 2 develop a powerful and inspirational relationship in which they discover truths that take most people a lifetime to learn. It is not your average cliché romance story. Beautiful, gentle, and heart-wrenching. It is more than just romance, as it revolves around the idea of the meaning of life, faith, and self-awareness. It was a roller coaster ride for me, full of smiles and tears, and then contentment. It leaves you a little empty, yet satisfied. What made this movie stood out among the rest is how pure and deep their love was for each other. This is what love is. It will make you happy, it will make you sad, it will give you romance. It's just everything. I highly recommend this film if you want a deep, pure, romantic, happy, sad movie. This film was released in 2002 and got a rating of 7.3 on IMDb.
6 feet apart at all times. You both know the rules.
5 feet apart. The plot of this movie is about 2 people who are suffering from cystic fibrosis. Throughout the movie, there are 2 main characters, Stella Grant and Will Newman. Life and death, love and rebellion are among the main themes of 5 Feet Apart. Stella and Will, both of whom have cystic fibrosis, both of whom have a potentially deadly disease, explore what makes life worth living through their relationship. There is also a possibility of finding love when you are inches away from touching each other. There aren't enough words to describe how much I love this movie as well as its companion book. Every emotion I felt was evoked by this movie. I laughed, I cried, and I felt every emotion in between. It was both suspenseful and heartbreaking at the same time. I found myself crying numerous times. Both Stella and Will's emotions resonated with me deeply. I completely adored their characters. I felt hopeful for both Will and Stella at the end of the film. Viewers will be moved to tears by this story of pain, loss, hope, and love. This film was released in 2019 and got a rating of 7.2 on IMDb.
Guys, it's cool to let you know.
You are the best friend I've ever had.
I'm touched, Dex, but you're...
One day, on the day of their college graduation, Two people from opposite sides of the tracks begin a lifelong friendship. Emma, an idealist from a working-class family, wants to make the world a better place. Dexter, a playboy, thinks the world is his oyster. For the next 20 years, the two friends reunite on the 15th of each July, sharing dreams, tears, and laughter, until they discover what they've been searching for is each other. This movie will take you on a ride filled with smiles, tears, and love for love. There will be moments in this movie when you will want to enter the story and tell the characters, particularly Dexter, what should he actually be doing, but then some moments you will just want to embrace them both, even when they are in pain. It's about how, with time, the love they felt for each other only grew stronger. They had regrets, but they didn't let them spoil what was there in front of them. By the end, you might just end up crying, so keep tissue around you. Hope you enjoy the movie. This film was released in 2011 and got a rating of 7 on IMDb. Those are 10 movies with very sad endings. Thanks for watching.